This week, we are talking about friendships and how we can thrive in every relationship in our life. Now, let me tell you about a time that I did the complete opposite of that. When I was in high school, a friend of mine and I went to a laser tag place, and we were having fun, but things got kind of crazy. We got into a little bit of a fight. There was some other stuff leading up to it, and me and this friend, may have been a girl, may have not have been a girl, that's not important right now. We got into a little bit of an argument, and what I did is what every good friend does, and I left that friend at the laser tag place. That was not a good move. Long story short, another friend had to come pick up this person and take them home, and it was a whole mess. Now, maybe you haven't had a savage response like that. You didn't leave your friend somewhere, but chances are you've probably had some sort of drama or issues in your friendship before, and that is completely normal. Relationships and friendships come with problems, and it's about the way that we handle it. That's the important part. Today, I want to look at some solid advice that Jesus gave us on friendship. Where we're going to read today, Jesus was talking to his disciples, and there were a bunch of people listening into this conversation that Jesus was having with his close followers, because this crowd of people, they wanted to know more about God. They wanted to know what God was about. They wanted to know who he was, what his character was like. So they were listening very, very closely to Jesus. And in this moment that I'm about to read, Jesus was talking specifically about friendships. You see, for hundreds of years, people lived a faith that was based on laws and tradition. But Jesus here in this sermon that he was giving, in really his whole ministry here on earth, was introducing a new type of faith, a new type of relationship with God that was dependent on faith, on forgiveness, on grace, and on love. And Jesus says this in Luke 6, verse 31. He says, "And as you wish that others would do to you, do so to them." Many of you may have heard of this scripture before. It's known as the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule says we should treat others the way that we should be treated, right? Or do unto others as they would do to you. This is probably one of the clearest and most straightforward commands in the Bible. But listen, you know this as well as I do. It is one of the hardest to live out. Think about this in the context of your friendships and your relationships. This means text others the way that you would want to be texted. This means invite other people the way that you would want to be invited. This means talk about other people on social media the way that you would want to be talked about. Well, when you think about it like that, it suddenly becomes a little bit harder to do. I would challenge you this week to initiate this golden rule. Initiate being kind to other people first. It's one thing to say the golden rule and to hang it on a pretty canvas on the wall, but it's another thing to live it out. I challenge each one of you to make this a way of life. Just because we're all apart right now, I'm not going to act like there isn't any drama or relationship issues, because I know there are. Just because there's distance doesn't mean there isn't issues. Because of our phones and the way that we're constantly connected, friendships and relationships can still be a struggle even during this time. And also, you can take some of these things that we're talking about right now and apply it to your family, apply it to your siblings, apply it to your parents, and the relational issues that may arise there. Ask yourself some questions where the golden rule can be applied to your life. Make this a way of living. Maybe it's the way you interact online. Maybe it's the way you interact with your family. I challenge you to look at that scripture that I read in Luke 6:31 and think to yourself, where can I do this better? I challenge you to initiate. You act first. You love first. Because ultimately, that's what Jesus did for us, and we are called to reciprocate that same love to other people. I love you all. Stay strong during this time. Keep checking back on this channel. We have some more content coming your way this week and the weeks to come. Don't hesitate to text your leaders. We would love to hear from you. I hope you all have a great day. Take it easy.